What's going on? Welcome to another video, and today is the beginning of a new series. I'm very excited to start off this new series. So as you guys know, before we saw Avengers Endgame, I did a Road to Endgame series where I reviewed every single solitary movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe leading up to Avengers Endgame. It was quite the daunting task, but we did it. We reviewed every single solitary Marvel movie. So I thought, guys, you see the shirt. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the finale of the Skywalker saga, is coming out in December. So I thought, let's run it again. Round 2, Road to Rise of Skywalker, guys. So today is episode 1. I am going in episode order, not release order. I'm going in episode order. And then the final episode will be the spin-off movies, so Rogue One and Solo. And then we will have a video, everything you need to know before Rise of Skywalker. So it's a lot of what we did for the MCU. This time, we're doing it with Star Wars. So first off, if you're new, thank you so much for taking the time to like, comment, subscribe. If you're into Star Wars and this is the first time you're watching, thank you for clicking on the video. It means the absolute world. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of episode 1, The Phantom Menace, because that is the film that we are talking about today, is Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Now this one, a lot of people really don't like this one. I'm not saying I like it either. I don't think it's that great of a movie, but we will get into that in a second. But yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Star Wars The Phantom Menace. These videos aren't going to be that long. I'm going to try to push them to 10 minutes as much as I can, but some of the movies I don't remember as much. Some of the movies I'm not as in tune with as I used to be. So I will have shorter reviews. Like today, The Phantom Menace. It's not going to be that long of a review because I haven't seen it in a while. I do remember the movie overall and the overall premise of the movie, and I remember all of the stuff I like and don't like about it, but I haven't just seen it 15 minutes ago and I'm ready to give you guys a full 20-minute review. It's not happening. But I'll give you what I think, what I like, what I don't like, and kind of my overall thoughts. So yeah, let's get into it. So episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This is the first movie in the prequel trilogy. Came out after the original trilogy, and I don't hate this movie as much as everyone else does, or as much as the majority do. There are parts in it that make it enjoyable for me. Jar Jar Binks is an absolute catastrophe. I don't like Jar Jar. A lot of people don't like Jar Jar, and I'm on that bandwagon. I am not a fan of Jar Jar Binks. I don't think he adds anything. I just think it's kind of just a bit that they're like, oh, wouldn't this be funny? And then they took it way too far. So that's the first thing. But, I mean, you got a great villain in Darth Maul. Obviously, he's kind of a puppet of Sidious, I believe. I think he's a puppet of Sidious. But you got a great, scary villain in Maul. Maul is probably the scariest Sith that we have had in all of Star Wars so far. Vader is very menacing. Kylo Ren is very menacing, but Darth Maul is just plain scary. Like, he will give me nightmares. He's scary. But that makes him a great villain because you're scared of him. You're worried. You're worried about what he's going to do. And I really like that. I think the actor that played him did a really good job. I think just the whole ambiance of the character was really well done. We'll hop right into one of my favorite things is that the lightsaber duel at the end between Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan. It's one of my favorite lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars, just in general. Whenever I do watch Phantom Menace, which isn't very often, but if I do, I am anxiously waiting for that final fight because it's by far my favorite moment in the movie. That fight is just, again, like I said, I think it's one of the best lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars movies. All of the Star Wars movies. I think it's one of the best lightsaber duels. I don't think a lot of people will disagree with me on that one. It's one of the really great action-packed ones with a lot of deep moments and deep things that happen. And it leaves a very big impact because, spoilers, Qui-Gon Jinn dies in it. And it really, Obi-Wan was already a really good Jedi, but that really cemented Obi-Wan as that was his coming out. Like, he's got to do this on his own, and he, of course, defeats Darth Maul in that fight. Another scene that I really enjoy is the pod racing scene. It's not my favorite, but for what it is, I thought it was entertaining. I was entertained by it. That's one thing about this movie that I enjoyed, was there was some good action set piece scenes and action. It's like the pod racing scene. That's a lot of action. I really enjoyed that. The lightsaber duel. That's a lot of action. I really enjoyed that. That's one thing about this movie that I think was done really well, is some of these action pieces were done well. I like how we are, we meet Anakin, we meet him as a little kid, we see his story, we see him start to grow up. I really like that. I think that's great. And overall, yeah, those are kind of the goods. The bads are Jar Jar Binks. That whole thing's a mess. The story overall isn't very cohesive. There's a lot of plot holes and stuff that's just kind of left hanging. The movie as a whole, overall, it's a little bit boring, in my opinion. There's some pacing stuff that I think they could have fixed. And overall, it's not a great movie. A lot of people don't like it for other reasons, like Star Wars canon reasons and stuff like that. I'm not as into the canon as everyone else. I just watch the movies. I don't play the games, read the comics, read the books. I don't do any of that. But as a movie in general, it just wasn't one of the best. The original trilogy was this big lightning in a bottle thing, and George Lucas tried to capture that in Phantom Menace, and it just didn't work as well. Again, it's not the worst movie. It's not one of my favorites. It's down at the bottom of my ranking for Star Wars movies. But there are parts in it that redeem it a little bit for me. They're not going to redeem it to the point where I say it's a good movie, because I don't think it's a good movie. But they do enough for me to be like, okay, it's not the worst. Yes, there's some parts that are not great, but then there are some parts that I really like. So it's kind of on that pendulum of, like, how I'm feeling when I watch it. So it's one of the weirdest movies to review for me, because I'm so good, bad on it. There's no real definitive answer for me. Well, there is. It's not a great movie. I'm not saying it's a good movie, because it's not. It's really not a good movie. But there are parts that I enjoy. That's kind of really what I gotta say. But that's pretty much it for episode 1 of Road to Rise of Skywalker. Again, let me know down in the comments below. What did you think of Star Wars The Phantom Menace? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. But guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you again for taking the time to click on the video, watch the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Again, that all means the absolute world. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.